Whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today. But if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on do our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, GavinRichardEsq@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel GBoot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace. Check out my latest book, The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in America. For approximately 2 years now, I have gone on a painstaking quest to investigate the rise and fall of an American icon, Bill Cosby. In the mid-1980s, there was not a star that was higher than Cosby. Advertisements with Coca-Cola, Zelle, Kodak, along with the #1 television show for 5 straight years in a row. On Thursday nights, it was must-see TV on NBC. Cosby resurrected the genre of the traditional family sitcom that was once thought dead by television critics. He did this as a Black American with an all-Black cast and showed mainstream network executives in white America that it was possible to be successful without showing the worst in people. He also demonstrated the power that television had, as it can make younger people dream to be the best that they can be. However, like many celebrity stars, unfortunately, they all come crashing down, sometimes by their own fault, others not so much. In this book, I attempted to highlight certain things. We go in depth into both of his trials in 2017 and 2018, respectively. What if I told you that these criminal trials were politically motivated by an overzealous district attorney? Will you also be shocked to learn the attacks on Mr. Cosby did not start in 2014, but also in the 90s, not long after his attempted quest to purchase a major network? From where did all of these allegations of sexual misconduct come from? Were the accusers telling the truth? In the 2 years of research, with some help from others interested in learning the truth and facts about this case, we discussed both the legal reasons why his prosecution and trial were illegal, unwarranted, and also the possible personal motives as to why this may have occurred. Most importantly, we warn about the dangers of prejudice and why trial by social media, or mainstream media rather, should never be the norm. All this and more in The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in America. Available on Amazon this fall in Kindle and paperback format. Coming this spring, Gavin Richard presents Unsolved Mysteries, the only podcast that looks at the mysterious deaths and circumstances of Black celebrities, entertainers, politicians, and activists such as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, Michael Jackson, Prince, Enos Cosby, James Brown, Otis Redding, and many, many more. Hosted by Gavin Richard, and joining the podcast will be veteran journalist Albert Lanier Jr. You don't want to miss Unsolved Mysteries, coming this spring, 2022. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you're blessed and doing safe. It is a beautiful Sunday. It is Random Topic Sundays here on channel GBoo2786 on Facebook via Gavin Richard, as well as our YouTube channel, Gavin Richard, and on Periscope via GavinRich2786. We thank you for joining us today, ladies and gentlemen. We got a bunch of people in the chat. Whoever you are, again, wherever you are, I hope you are blessed and doing safe. Let us talk about our topics today for this Sunday afternoon. More fallout over Will Smith, Chris Rock debacle. Will Smith suspended from the Academy for 10 years. Dwayne Haskins, at age 24, died on yesterday. We'll be discussing more about that tragedy. Also, Jada Pinkett Smith was spotted out since that Oscar slap. And also, we'll be talking about the death of, I don't have it in the topics here, but the death of this brother, this Nigerian who was killed by his white girlfriend, OnlyFans star. We'll be discussing that as well. So you all hit that like, share, and subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. You see the Patreon. That's one way you can go to support this channel to see on content not seen on this channel. You can also support us by going to the CashApp at GavinRichardEsq, GooglePay, or PayPal. And that's the main way one of the main ways that you can support me, ladies and gentlemen. And we got more and more stuff, ways you can support. You can also go ahead and support us by downloading some of our songs, going to the Apple Tunes and iStore and download a couple of songs that we have, including, but not limited to, Video Soul, that's available on Amazon and Apple, and also our main theme song, Gotta Give On Up. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us just get into it. We got a bunch of people in our chat. Shout out to Darius from Atlanta. Please, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Share this as well. You know, YouTube has us also on a little shadow ban. I have still over 1,240 followers. I don't have as many as I should, and I've been doing this for a while. I should be at 10,000 subscribers by now, but we know the games that are played here. What's going on, MJS Girl 85? Speaking of deaths, I had no idea that actor Samuel E. Wright had been dead for nearly a year. was in shock when I found out. I have no idea who Samuel Wright is. Who is Samuel E. Wright? All right, so let's go on and get into it, guys. Um, of course, one of the big things that's happened in the last few weeks. I know you're tired of it, but this is big news since obviously Will Smith is a big star. Oh yeah. That's who he is. The from the Little Mermaid. Yeah, he has been dead for a while, for over a year. Yeah. So there's been more fallout over the Will Smith Chris Rock debacle. Will Smith has been suspended from the Academy for 10 years. Of course, this article is coming from courtesy of NBC5. I believe this is out in Los Angeles. But the Academy of Motion Pictures and Sciences, no, this is in Chicago, and they released a letter stating that Will Smith, even though he has resigned, is banned for the next 10 years from attending any ceremonies, voting, anything dealing with the Academy Awards. The 94th Oscars were meant to be a celebration. This is a letter by the Board of Governors of many individuals in our community who did incredible work this past year. However, those moments were overshadowed by the unacceptable and harmful behavior of Mr. Smith. The letter further goes on to say the following. We saw Mr. Smith exhibit on stage. During our telecast, we did not adequately address the situation in the room. For this, we are sorry. This was an opportunity for us to set an example for our guests, viewers, and our Academy family around the world, and we fell short, unprepared for the unprecedented. So, as part of its decision, the board accepted Smith's resignation and said it will not permit Smith to attend any Academy events in person or virtually for a period of 10 years beginning April 8th. Says that the Academy's decision came days after the incident unfolded on a live television broadcast of the event in late March. It says Smith stunned Rock, the theater crowd, and viewers at home when he took the stage after Rock joked, "Jada, I love you, G.I. Jane too, can't wait to see it." Pinkett Smith, who had spoken publicly about her hair loss condition, alopecia, has a shaved closed head similar to that of Demi Moore in the original movie. And as we know, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And that is what's happened. Now, they're saying that Will Smith's future projects are up in the air. We also talked about how Bad Boys 4 had been placed on hold. Netflix had a movie that they were doing with Will Smith that's been placed on hold as well, or scrapped. Some of the producers have bowed out of it. He also has a movie on Apple called Emancipation that was supposed to be released, and they're talking about removing it or putting it on hold. Now, there's some more information here. Jada Pinkett Smith, and I had this in the topic as well. Jada Pinkett Smith was spotted, obviously out in her first post Oscars public appearance, and apparently, she says here that Jada was out at the Debbie Allen to join Debbie Allen and Shonda Rhimes at the Shonda Rhimes Performing Arts Center in Los Angeles on Saturday night, sharing footage of her stylish look on Sunday. Who cares? All right, I don't even care about that. But that's Jada. Right there. and she's congratulating Debbie Allen. Now, if you knew, she was on a different. Allen and Jada Pinkett Smith worked on a different world back in the early '90s. Jada was one of those new characters that they added when, of course, all the original characters get older. They can't be in college for that long. They got to move on. So they were coming in as the new class. And you saw that it didn't last that long either when she came. But Will Smith suspended for 10 years. Now, I told you all, and my whole position on this whole thing, you all know where I feel with it. A lot of people have been trying to defend Will Smith. And really, I don't think it's because they know Will Smith was wrong deep down. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they don't like Chris Rock. A lot of people just can't stand. Some people can't stand Chris Rock. They think he's annoying. Uh, and I've said this before, but they realize and they know deep down that Will Smith should not have resorted to violence. Now, I think suspending the man, though, this is my opinion, for 10 years was a bit excessive. And the Oscars of all people, the Academy Award, they are not the moral authority when it comes to disciplining people. I listen to people make comments about, you had this one brother, and that's the news in that news thing, Harry Lennox, who was an actor in movies like he was the Martian Manhunter. If you saw the new Zack Snyder's Justice League, he was in that. He was in Superman in the movie Superman, Man of Steel. I knew him from Get on the Bus. And of course, he was in the Five Heartbeats. He played Dresser. Dresser when Dresser beat up Eddie King after Eddie had slapped the taste, after Eddie was working with Big Red to kill Jimmy. Although Eddie, I didn't know. The Martian Manhunter, yeah. So that's Harry Joseph Lennox, and he wrote a letter stating that Will Smith ought to resign, ought to give back his Oscar so that the Oscars could return back to some decency. He says, Will Smith must return Oscar after jolt to societal norms, Harry Lennox. So this is the actual article. I'm going to play. I don't know if I can get away with copyright.
Will Smith must return Oscar after jolt to societal norms, Harry Lennox. Will Smith faces new calls to surrender his newly won Academy Award.
Copyright,
fallout
fair use.
From his assault on Chris Rock. In a guest column published by Variety on Saturday, veteran actor Harry Lennox called the Academy's decision to ban Smith from Oscar ceremonies for 10 years insufficient and insisted that he must return the award for Best Actor he received at the most recent show. At this point, the only person who can redeem the integrity of the Oscars is Smith himself, Lennox wrote, who is known for his roles in films like The Five Heartbeats and Man of Steel. He needs to come to grips with the gravity of the offense he committed. Slapping Rock, live on March 27th in front of millions on the Academy Awards stage. Smith needs to mail his golden trophy back to the Academy and publicly state something to the effect of, out of respect for the 94 years of honor conferred upon this award, I do not in good conscience feel worthy of being its custodian. Smith infamously cast a shadow on his first ever Oscar win when he slapped Rock during the 94th Annual Academy Awards over a joke the comedian made about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith's bald haircut.
Now, I'm not going to keep going over it, but you get the gist of what Lennox said. And here's my problem with it. And I hear see what you're saying, MJ85. You said he had every right to be angry. It's a joke. A lot of people say comedians crack jokes on celebrities. That's what they're there for. Jada Pinkett Smith is a celebrity. She's not a private actor. Yeah, I get they're human beings, and yeah, some jokes, some things people say they don't take lightly. But if you even look at Jada's hair, and I've listened to some beauticians, I've listened to stuff that they said she has stubble on her head, So she actually close shaved it. It wasn't patches that were out, but I mean, that's her right to do what she wants with her haircut. You know, I said, that's fine. But Chris Rock cracked a joke. It wasn't that bad of a joke. I mean, like Ricky Gervais said, if he was hosting the Oscars, he would have attacked it. He talked about the boyfriend. Regina King was actually cracked the joke about Will and Jada's open relationship before the Oscars. There's no way Will Smith would never come out and say that. Will Smith wouldn't have gotten up and slapped Regina King. You said making fun of someone's ailment is cruel and unconscionable. Well, how do you know Chris Rock knew about the ailment? Chris Rock probably didn't know. Jada Pinkett Smith is not somebody I think of. Yeah, Regina Hall. You're right, talking to Grubman. I don't follow these celebrities and their ailments or what they do. They're not that important to me in my life that I got to know everything about them. And I don't think and from all reports, Chris Rock said he didn't know about it. I've seen comedians crack. I've heard comedians crack jokes, and I said this before about Magic Johnson's HIV. Howard Stern actually talked, and he's not a comedian, he's a shock jock, but he told Magic Johnson to his face about his HIV. Magic asked him on his show, why you keep messing with me? Why you talking about me about AIDS? And he's like, well, you must have had fun getting it. And of course, Magic was shocked when he heard it, but Magic didn't punch the guy. Although Howard Stern has always been a racist asshole. And he's not a comedian. But, I've heard Flavor Flav, people talk about Flavor Flav. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel told Flavor Flav Chris Benoit was a better father than you at his roast. So, I mean, I get it. Yeah, if he was mad, he said he wanted to pop Howard Stern on his show at the time. Yeah, I'm sure he did, but he didn't. A lot of people want to pop Howard Stern. Howard Stern has said a lot of racist shit. Having Klansmen come on his show, making light of that. I could see when Chadwick Boseman was dying of cancer, there were people calling him the Crack Panther. Now, wasn't one of those people on the internet talking about him because first off, I knew, and it looked just by looking at him, something was wrong with the brother because he had lost weight drastically, and it wasn't over a long period of time. Had you seen him, he looked real gaunt. He was sickly, and you could tell. And sadly, he was battling stomach cancer. Right. I mean, so which by your logic, if I do a diabetes joke, if diabetes runs in my family, so I'm insulting them. There's millions of people with it. Alopecia, I'm not knocking anybody who has it, but you're not going to die from it. I wouldn't make jokes on a cancer, someone sitting in the audience. It would be one thing if he had said, if Jada, you look like a leukemia patient. I was like, oh, like that wasn't funny. Yeah, I don't think he knew it. And I mean, I've heard people say, it was his responsibility to know. Really? Y'all know everything about celebrities? Michael Jackson. I know Michael for a fact. Michael Jackson didn't like a lot of the racial jokes people would make that he was bleaching his skin, but he and Eddie Griffin were close friends. And if you go look at Eddie Griffin's Voodoo Child stand-up, Eddie Griffin was ripping on Michael for about 10 minutes. It was his closing act, the Michael Jackson on crack. How he fucked up his face. Anybody who fucked up his face has got to be doing something. And according to Eddie, he said that was one of Michael's favorite jokes. So some people do they don't take offense to some things. People have a sense of humor. And even if Michael didn't like it, I know Michael would not resort to violence to stop it. But with regards to this suspension, you know, I certainly thought that the Academy Awards, like I said, they're not the moral authority on suspending people and getting things right, because they don't. I thought it was racist how they suspend Bill Cosby. I mean, they expelled Bill Cosby, but they also expelled Polanski at the same time. Never forget when this happened. Now, this is your Oscars. Now, again, I'm not defending Will Smith, but I thought, yeah, I thought maybe being suspended for like a year or two would have been sufficient. But you can't cancel a millionaire. How do you cancel a multi-millionaire like Will Smith? Will Smith is worth $350 million. Now, this is back in 2018. That's Roman Polanski. Of course, that's Bill Cosby on the left. And they were expelled from the Academy on May 3rd, 2018, not long after Bill Cosby was convicted in that lynch mob of a trial. And let's not forget this. Now, I just want to show you this. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this clip. Roman Polanski won Best Director for The Pianist. Now, Harrison Ford was presenting the Oscar for Best Directing. But I want y'all to see, I want you to see the reaction. Look at all of these people. I want you to see their reaction, okay?
As from the very beginning, when all the arts and sciences of motion pictures bring movies to life, it is.
Can someone put that fair use up for me? Can someone put that fair use up for me in the box so we could put it there? Now, I want you all just to watch. I want y'all to see. What's up, Danielle, Bossa Queenie? Look at the reaction from all of the actors, and just watch when they introduce the nominees in the Oscar. Watch what happens.
It is the director who gives them their pulse. And here are the nominees for the 75th Achievement in Directing. For Chicago, Rob Marshall. For Gangs of New York, Martin Scorsese. For The Hours, Stephen Daldry. For The Pianist, Roman Polanski. For Top Terror, Pedro Almodovar. And the Oscar goes for Roman Polanski for The Pianist.
Now look at that. Now you see this? You see all of those people standing up? You see Roman? Do you see Martin Scorsese smiling The nominee spot, Jack Nicholson is clapping. Nicolas Cage is right there. Meryl Streep is giving a rounding applause. Look at that. They're all standing up. Adrian Brody.
The Academy congratulates Roman Polanski.
Now you know why Roman Polanski said Harvey said that was the second time he told a joke like that. I've never heard it. I don't think he told a joke like that on Jada about her head. No, he cracked jokes. He cracked jokes on Will and Jada before when he hosted the Oscars back in 2016 because Jada wanted to do a blackout of the Oscars because Will wasn't nominated for Concussion and they had no black nominees at the Oscars. So they picked Chris Rock to host the Oscars. And he didn't decline it. He needed to make his money, He just got a divorce as well. He lost $40 million in his divorce to his first wife. And he even joked about everything, which is what comedians do. That's what they're paid to do. And even if Chris Rock did tell that, okay, I've heard worse. If it wasn't Chris Rock, if it were Don Rickles, you think Will Smith would have walked up there and slapped him? If it were Ricky Gervais, Louis C.K., whoever, I know Will Smith wouldn't have slapped them. There's something internally going on with Will Smith, and when you look at videos, like I want to move on to the next topic, but Jada Pinkett Smith, and you see the articles coming out from her Red Table Talk, she didn't even want to marry Will Smith. She was scared. She was crying. But the point being about this, you see the hypocrites here that are giving this rounding applause. I will remember watching this live. I remember watching this live when that happened.
The Academy congratulates.
But you read this. Said, I never want to marry Will, cried at horrible wedding. There's something going on internally in that family. And, she has, by her own admission,
Gammy was crying.
She's talking about it.
It was almost as if Gammy was like, you have to get married. So let's talk about the wedding. It was almost like that. And
she completely just was like, that's not a reality where you're not married. I was under
so much pressure, being a young actress, being young. And I was just like pregnant. I was just like, I didn't know what to do. But I just knew, I was like, I never wanted to be married.
That is the wife and his mother of his two children, but it's an honor word. You also got to say, what are you defending for? What is the honor? Where is her honor for her husband? If you're saying and applauding Will Smith for slapping Chris Rock, or saying Chris Rock was out of line, where was her honor for her husband saying this stuff on live television? Jada hasn't said a word since Will got suspended. And allegedly, even though you didn't hear her specifically say it, it was a source, but just looking from how she is and listening to her, I think she did say she's a woman that didn't need protecting. Yeah, I get that feeling. But Oscars I think are a joke. And look, we could do without the Oscars. Honestly, it wouldn't be. I wouldn't bother me if the Oscars were canceled and nobody watched it again, because all it is a big dog and pony show of people's boyfriends and girlfriends celebrating their win. That's all it is. But hit that like, share, and subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I want to talk about this OnlyFans model. Now, this is coming out of Miami, Florida, that murdered, allegedly, her own boyfriend, Nigerian brother by the name of Christian Obumseli. And his girl was this 27-year-old OnlyFans model. Her name is Courtney Taylor. Now, if you look here, and Lord knows I don't like TMZ. I've seen other photos of it, but there's video footage you're going to see here. It is graphic of this. It's not of the actual stabbing. I don't have that. And I probably wouldn't even share it if I did. But if you look here, you can look at the video. You can put the copyright disclaimer up in case TMZ pulls some bullshit about me sharing the video. But that is actual footage of her being handcuffed. That's their flat out in Miami. And you can see, you see the dog there. You'll see another video. But as you can see clearly from there, you can see the blood stains all on her body and her clothes. So this was shot obviously across the street. The police are standing over her. She's been handcuffed. Now, what is crazy and what a lot of people are reporting, so as I'm reading this article, and this article is from the New York Times. If we go right here, the New York Post, rather. Her real name is Courtney Clenney. And she put up, and what was crazy was that not only was she's 25 years old, Christian was 27, but not only was he killed and she detained by police, but what happened is that the first responders transported her to, I believe, to a mental facility. She went to a mental hospital, where she's currently being evaluated. It says here that while Clenney was detained at the police station following the stabbing, so she was brought to the police station, police say she threatened to kill herself. So police said the threat led to an evaluation and she had to be what's quote unquote Baker acted, which means that when someone is threatening suicide or has suicidal tendencies under Florida law, it's called the Baker Act. They can be detained in a mental health treatment for up to 72 hours if there are certain violent or suicidal tendencies that are displayed. So she threatens, so because she said I'm going to kill, that she wanted to kill herself, that's why they're saying, police said they put her in a mental facility. Now, how did she get, but she was detained on April 3rd, and somehow or another, OnlyFans content was her next video was released the next day. So the question that people are baffled about is who posted that content on OnlyFans. It says here she's got over 2 million followers. She's actually going to be released from the mental institution, so she has not been criminally charged as of yet. The family attorney, ladies and gentlemen, that's involved is none other than Lee Merritt. Lee Merritt, of course, you know, he's represented he's represented the Botham John family. He was a part of that. He's been a part of a lot of these shootings, including, I think, the Breonna Taylor situation. I think he works a lot with Ben Crump. I believe he had something to do even with the Ahmaud Arbery shooting. So her real name is Courtney Taylor. Her real name is Courtney Clenney, but her stage name, her obviously pseudonym that everyone's familiar with is Courtney Taylor. So it says here, she repeatedly dialed 911 Sunday around 5 p.m. and first responders transported Obumseli to a nearby hospital where he was treated for his injuries, but he succumbed. They say arguments between the two were intense and common, but she's not been charged. Now, I only say as a general rule, I've heard he's actually been the guy she was messing with, this Nigerian dude. Actually, he said a lot of slick shit about foundational Black Americans. And is that, someone told me that, is that true? Well, good evening, one who cares. No, she has not been charged. She was not charged yet. And so the family is raising money. Well, here's the thing, GoFundMe page for they don't need to raise money to have her prosecuted. You raise money, obviously, if you're trying to fight help with funeral expenses and so forth. Because first off, if you're going to, if charges are going to be brought, they have to come from the state, obviously. The prosecutor's office, that's their job to do that when a crime has taken place. They said even here that we've seen her hit him, meaning she's been violent. Ashley Vaughn, who is a friend of Clenney and Obumseli, they said the intense arguments were common, but she also said, I never saw him hit her. It says here that Obumseli had recently moved to the area and was living with Clenney at the One Paraiso apartment building located in the Edgewater neighborhood in Miami. Neighbors in the building have reported that the couple had a long history of domestic disputes and that local police often had to get involved. I'm going to just tell you this. As somebody, guys, who has been an attorney having to deal with domestic violence cases, if she is that much trouble where she's hitting on you, where she's abusive to you, she talks ugly to you, if she does anything like that, then that woman is not worth your time and your trouble. Do not associate with any woman that slaps and beats you around. Especially, I don't think they have children together. Normally that complicates things, but if you ain't got no kids together, hell, that's even better. That's even more reason not to do it. Because if you have children with this person and they're slapping you on you, you're exposing your kids to that. Yeah, all that blood on her, she was not even charged. I mean, I've seen people who have mental issues before, they still get their ass arrested. I know that. Worst person in the world, the white woman is the most powerful person in the world. She screams, anybody will believe. I hate seeing that this man was killed. Even if he was cooning, I still hate to see this man killed the way he was, to be stabbed. I don't know exactly. She's obviously smaller than him, and he has more power than her. But if he stabbed her in the if he was stabbed in the shoulder, she probably punctured a major artery. And I don't know how many times he was stabbed, but it looked like from just looking at her body, that was a lot of blood. So I'm going to say he was stabbed. I don't know his autopsy report, but he had to have been stabbed multiple times or hit him in a vital area and he just was bleeding out. That's the only thing I can think of. What's up, family? Oh, I'm just looking at this video. I'm sorry, this came up. Oh my God!
Get out! Why is it? Is he okay? Is he okay? Why is he still in there?
That's the trumper.
Are they still in there?
No.
Get out of the boat. Get out. Why are they still in there? Is the dog okay? Where's the other dog? Where'd the other dog go? Where'd the other dog go?
Did I buy another dog? I'll pick up a stray on the street. I thought it was going to be worse. Worried about where the other dog. Yeah, hit that like, share, subscribe button, y'all. Yeah. Also, I want to go back to the other thing that you know that Chris Rock, in another statement, he was on stage and he said he has nothing else to say until he's getting paid. Now that's the person really who's going to win big from this lawsuit, from this stuff. And I just want to talk that I think what the Oscars did in following up with everything, they gave Will Smith that ban. Yeah, I think part of it is great to motivate, but the other thing too is, in likelihood as a lawyer, they also could be facing the lawsuits of Chris Rock because he was embarrassed by obviously assaulted. He wasn't guilty. That was that people say, well, stop calling him. Chris legally is the victim. That's what we go on. You were struck, intentionally by another individual. You didn't consent to the touching. Was harmful and offensive. That's considered an assault and battery. That's not only a criminal matter, it's also a civil matter. So Chris Rock actually can get a huge payday from some, well, I won't say necessarily huge, but it could be a very large amount of money, let's put it that way, based off the, of course, it's got to prove with injuries occurred, if he suffered damages, which you could say there was humiliation, there was some pain. Obviously, he did this work, but he's the has a lot to gain from this because, he might milk this for a long time. So she met the dude, Darius, to get back on the Nigerian thing. They met on a dating app. They went back to their place and got some drugs. My brother wound up with the place. Yeah, the police suck. I find in domestic violence situations, if it's female, a good number of domestic violence situations, believe it or not, are started by people. Most people don't talk about that, but you have a lot of females that will smack and get all the time. And they'll go unpunished. So this is a statement. So this video we have here. So Christian Obumseli is from North Texas, and his family held this press conference. We're gonna move on to our last topic.
Demanding justice for his murder last weekend in Miami. So far, no one has been arrested in connection with the stabbing death of 27-year-old Christian Toby Obumseli. Meredith Yeomans has the developing story.
For the first time since his death, relatives of Christian Toby Obumseli are speaking out.
Devastation doesn't quite describe what my family is experiencing right now.
Obumseli was found stabbed Sunday after what Miami police say was a domestic dispute in this high-rise condo that friends say he shared with his girlfriend. He later died at a hospital. Police say his girlfriend initially reported the incident. Obumseli's family disputes any claim the murder was an act of self-defense. A woman police say was detained at the scene and taken to a mental institution. Her name hasn't been confirmed. The Obumseli family attorney says he expects charges to be filed soon.
At this point, all they're looking for is justice. We know the suspect that was involved in this incident has not been arrested.
Friends say Obumseli and his girlfriend moved to Miami from Austin, where they met. He grew up in North Texas, graduated from Plano East Senior High, where his brother says he was the captain of the football team. Obumseli would have celebrated his 28th birthday next week. Meredith Yeomans, NBC5.
A GoFundMe page for the Obumseli family, who lived in Richardson, has raised more than $70,000.
Like I say again, I am sorry that happened. I don't know too much about the guy. Someone told me through this. He said some stuff about FDA. Somebody had, okay, so to recast the receipts. And, wow. Okay, I'm going to post that. So, here are the receipts. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna say any more on this. It is then you all see the end result of what happened. But I don't wish murder or death on anyone. But be careful what you wish for is absolutely right. Most importantly, be mindful of the people you keep company with, who you mess with, because sadly stuff like this does happen. And meeting people on the internet, and that's what I'm hearing they met on the internet. Yeah, that's bad. You don't trust those. So yeah, damn. Y'all won't believe the stuff I'm seeing on Twitter. Well, maybe you would. But shit, I'm just scrolling through here and I just saw porn out of my own eyes. Of course I ain't gonna post it, but yeah, I wasn't even looking for it. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. So the last thing I want to talk about, though, is this tragedy that occurred yesterday. It was reported that former first-round draft pick, quarterback formerly with the Washington Redskins, and he was a quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Dwayne Haskins, died yesterday after being struck by a dump truck out in Florida. Dwayne Haskins would have been 25 years old in May. So he was still a young man, and he was apparently uh, and from what I'm hearing, is he ran out of oil and was actually trying to get. I'm sorry, I ran out of oil. He ran out of fuel and was trying to cross the interstate, and apparently was hit. And someone actually on YouTube had recorded that actual accident, not the accident for in its entirety happening, but I guess the aftermath of it. And we'll go here now to Fort Lauderdale. This was the I-95 crash here that we see here. We'll go ahead and play that for you right now.
Fatal crash. Also breaking down, the westbound lanes of I-595 in Fort Lauderdale are closed because of a fatal crash. Traffic is on I-95. We're told that the driver of a dump truck hit a 24-year-old pedestrian just before 7 this morning. Troopers expect the closure to continue as they investigate. Also breaking down, the westbound lane.
Now, I don't know how. So they said that according to the reports I'm hearing, this is coming from Blitzburg, that Haskins ran out of fuel in his rental car and ran across the highway to possibly get to the gas station when he got hit by a dump truck. Now, if you look at the video here,
I-595 in Fort Lauderdale are closed because of a fatal.
Now, I don't know how. I'm pretty sure it's the same way, but if you run out of gas on the interstate, most of the times, this is logic. Most times people, if they're low on gas, they drive on the right, they'll pull off to the shoulder of the highway, or they go and fill up their gas tank before getting on the interstate. That's what usually happens. I don't know what happened in this case, why he didn't do that. Sometimes people just forget, hey, I need to go get this, but the car shuts down. And, assuming from where the fire trucks are, that's where the accident occurred. I don't know exactly where. But this happened at about 7 a.m. on yesterday. And tragically, for whatever reason, he did run out and was killed. People on the internet actually have where it is, but this is the scene of the accident there. So he was crossing westbound lanes of 595. Now I'm trying to figure out, and here's my question: if he did run out of gas, why didn't he just call? Because if you pull on the side of the road, there are some DOTD. They will actually send, a gas truck out. If you know gas, they can help you to get off the highway. There are actually some. I know that this during the pandemic, there was a brother who was making a lot of money. He actually had a food truck where he would drive around with the neighborhood and he would charge people for gas. For people to fill up their car. There are mobile gas stations. So that has happened in the past. I don't know what the details were with this brother. I'm deeply sorry to hear that this happened. Tragic situation. I feel for his wife. He's married. He's actually starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I believe, this week. Quarterback after Mason Rudolph. Now, let me just tell you all what happened, and this is why. This is what they do to brothers, especially after they die. How they do brothers bad. The media ain't shit. Now, you all know who Adam Scheffner is. Adam Scheffner, if you don't know, is the news reporter, main reporter for ESPN. And some people took issue, including yours truly, with some shit that he said on yesterday about brother Haskins' death. This is what he wrote. He said, Dwayne Haskins, a standout. Can you all read that? But he writes here, Dwayne Haskins, a standout at Ohio State before struggling to catch on with Washington and Pittsburgh in the NFL, died this morning when he got hit by a car in South Florida, per his agent Cedric Saunders. Haskins would have turned 25 years old on May 3rd. So, no mention of his wife, no mention of his mother and father, no mention of his brothers and sisters. You're talking about how he struggled to catch on for. Yeah, that happened too. I remember that. That was like a year ago. So now he's dead. Tragic. But Adam Scheffler got chewed out for this. Because many people like Adam Scheffler's marketing, he said Adam Scheffler's the name that's just the real for this. Because he's talking about how this man struggled with nothing about his life. A bunch of people, cartel dogs, people like this. How about those that some brother, husband, brother, friend, all people has passed away. What's this real? What's this losing his life? Let his family and friends grieve instead of throwing shade, praying for the Haskins family. Yeah, a lot of people called out Adam Scheffner for this, man, but you notice they do that every time a black man dies or a black man is in trouble. They always got to go and shame them. Now, I want you to see what my man Des Bryant, former wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, and at one time the New Orleans Saints, had to say about Dwayne Haskins and Adam Scheffner's report. I want y'all to read this.
When we talking athletes, it's always going to be a serious matter with me because of the shit that I know that we go through. That shit Adam Scheffner said, that shit Gil Brandt said, that's why I don't love it. That's why I don't. That's why I chose the path that I chose. Can I still play? You fucking right. But I don't love it. I hate how we mistreat it. I hate it. And I hate that. What I really hate the most is some of you athletes who see that shit don't even speak up. Like, for real, I'm begging you from the bottom of my heart. We need each other more than you think. Because they sure take care of they take care of themselves. And we need to start fucking doing that. My integrity worth more than any type of fucking money. Because if your ass fucked around and be mentally ill and fucked up, you can't spend it anyway. Take care of yourself and take care of each other, man. Come on, wake the fuck up.
Now, let me play some other shit. Now, I'm just hearing about this because I heard him mention Gil Brandt. Gil Brandt is the Cowboys executive. He was a former Cowboys executive, and he's a NFL Hall of Famer, I believe. But I want you to listen to what he had to say about Dwayne Haskins' death. This is on NFL radio. He actually made these fucking comments. I want you to listen to this.
Got to know the young man a little bit, but also from a scouting standpoint, you analyzed him over the years at Ohio State and then coming into league with the Washington Commanders and then going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, it's a terrible tragedy, and what wanted your thoughts on that, and also on the player, because you did chronicle his career very closely.
Well, Dan, I hate anytime anybody is killed or anybody dies. But he was a guy that was living to be dead, so to speak. They told him, don't under any circumstances leave school early. You just don't have the work habits. You don't have this. You don't have that. What did he do? Left school early. I always can remember this. We invited players to the draft, and he was one of the players we invited to the draft. It was always something, it's one of those things. I would go outside. They keep calling me to go outside. But they try to anytime anybody dies, it's tragic. And especially when you're 24 years old, you have to live your whole life ahead of you. But maybe you just think this school year, he wouldn't do certain things. I mean, I was really shouting at the highway. Like that leaves it open, because I tell you, it's so. The guy has 2 drinks and he's just a little bit to the right side of the road, and gets hit and killed. It's easy to happen.
Yeah, I want to just share this. This is a statement that.
Motherfucker, what? This is my first time hearing this. But he got called out by a lot of people, from Des Bryant, Cameron Haywood, who still plays for the Steelers. He said it was disgraceful. Des Bryant called Brandt's comments unacceptable. Several called for Brandt to lose his job in NFL radio over the comments, and Brandt, of course, issued I call it a careless apology. He said he acted carelessly and insensitively and apologized for his poor choice of words. It wasn't a poor choice of words. It wasn't a poor choice of words. He knew what the fuck he was saying. He knew what he was saying. He knew what he was doing. You apologize for bumping somebody on a crowded street. Not when you're talking about somebody who just died. His body's not even cold in the ground, and you said stuff like that. Even Leonard Fournette called him out. Louis Riddick called him out. Now, Adam Schefter, he deleted that tweet earlier, but he never apologized for what he said. And this is why many people, I get why a lot of people are not into the NFL anymore. There was a book back in the day, I can't think of who wrote it, but $1 Million Slaves. I've heard of that, the $1 Million Plantation. That's the type of stuff black people have to hear on a daily basis. we deal with bullshit like this. And so people don't, they look at you as a commodity. I mean, Dwayne Haskins had just died, and I saw that Pittsburgh had abruptly removed him from their roster. Somebody put that on the Pittsburgh Steelers roster up. Of course, they've released statements about Dwayne Haskins' death. Mike Tomlin, who is the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, he actually put out a statement. They're saying, "I'm devastated at the loss of words with the unfortunate passing of Dwayne Haskins. He quickly became part of our Steelers family upon his arrival in Pittsburgh and was one of our hardest workers, both on the field and in our community. Dwayne was a great teammate, but even more so, a tremendous friend to so many. I am truly heartbroken. Our thoughts and prayers are with his wife, Calabria, and his entire family during this difficult time." Yeah, $40 million Slaves is the book. But yeah, this is the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is Tomlin's tweet. Now, if you look at the Washington Redskins, well, they're called the Commanders now. Dan Snyder. And his wife, Ron Rivera, released a statement of experiences on that to the company to secure the success of the road that they said time is I know I speak to the rest of my team, so sending our hearts and prayers, thoughts, notices, thoughts, and prayers, and Tanya Snyder, who is the members of Dwayne's family and all of those who knew him and loved him. Now, I want to show you this. This is actually, I think someone had some footage of Dwayne before he passed. There's actual video footage. Someone posted this video of him having fun.
You have money on. Oh my God, Najee Harris? Can I have your autograph, please? You're Burberry? You have money on. Oh my God. Rub your chest. Peace. Step on the motherfuckers. Yeah. That Najee Harris?
That's not Dwayne in the video.
Autograph,
that's
please?
him taking
You're Burberry?
on his Twitter. I'm seeing this dude talking Stephen Holder. I'm reading this. Dwayne Haskins' death is another reminder that we should pay attention to how we talk about athletes, even when they fall short of expectations. We should always remember to treat them with humanity. It's just a game. I try to follow this advice, but admittedly fall short sometimes. See, I don't understand. You half-assed it, Stephen Holder. You're saying in one breath, falling short of expectations. What's falling short? He's still 24 years old. He was picked by the Washington Redskins, who have sucked for the last 20 years. Ever since Dan Snyder has bought the Redskins have never been a good team. How many playoff appearances did they have? You had RG3. You brought in Kirk Cousins. That didn't work. RG3 led you to a division title. You brought even Joe Gibbs back for 4 years. He took you to 2 playoff appearances with Jason Campbell and Mark Brunell, but that didn't work out. He retired. After 4 years, he got tired of it. They got some shit bigger than football, man. Yeah, fucking trash ass Baker Mayfield they were talking about trading him to the Saints. I'm like, well, for what? 'Cause he was 24 years old. The Washington Redskins have never been a good team. How many playoff appearances did they have? You had RG3. You brought in Kirk Cousins. That didn't work. RG3 led you to a division title. You brought even Joe Gibbs back for 4 years. He took you to 2 playoff appearances with Jason Campbell and Mark Brunell, but that didn't work out. He retired. They got some shit bigger than football, man. Yeah, fucking trash ass Baker Mayfield is talking. They were talking about trading him to the Saints. I'm like, well, for what? Baker Mayfield, he hadn't proven shit. Rest in peace, brother Dwayne Haskins. Gone way too soon. But yeah, I remember when he had that tooth knocked out by his wife. But he said he reportedly has all of his teeth. He said that wasn't real, but the report was he lost part of his teeth, but he said he didn't. Okay. Rest in peace, brother. Well, I said this wasn't going to be a long stream, guys. It's going to be a short one because I actually got to get back to work. I know y'all were probably waiting for me to show appearance. I'll do some phone conferences, but phone calls. We're going to try and do that next time for the show. But I have been so swamped and busy. I actually got to prepare for some stuff for work. But hit that like, share, and subscribe button, y'all. Of course, go to our Apple and iTunes page. Download. Got to get on up. Also, you can go ahead and also get Video Soul, which is also on Amazon, Apple, Spotify as well. I appreciate if you download those. Also, of course, get our seasoned Creole blends, NawneesCreoleBlends.com. Try it on chicken, meat, or fish. Nawnees goes great with every dish. Subscribe to @Commonwealth Cos, which is for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr. That's coming real soon, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, if you like to advertise, you can hit the email at gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates, as well as our Patreon. And also, ladies and gentlemen, our Patreon's G-Boot2786. But hit the Cash App if you would like to support me as well. It is good seasonings. Thank you, boss of Queenie. If I was making them dollars, you would see me in a mansion by now. I ain't there yet. I'm trying to get there. Ain't no dollars yet. I'm more like in the after you take away percentages. It's more like the change. I'm trying, but I'm thankful for y'all's support. Anything for all. Also, be on the lookout. We're gonna have be on the lookout. But you guys be safe, be blessed, ladies and gentlemen. See you all in the next one. Thank you for the chat. Awesome, Danielle, Darius, Gary, very good.